Hi everyone, welcome to the DIY Residence. If you're here to see how to make this farmhouse frame, then you're at the right place. Please keep watching till the end. Hi guys, to make this frame you would need one of these foam boards that you can find at any dollar store. I got mine at Dollarama, but I know they have them at the Dollar Tree as well. So I'm going to take this right angle ruler that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use the longer side, and I'm going to mark down through my foam board, and I'm going to use that length for my picture frame. So I'm just going to make some marks throughout the length of my foam board, and then I'll be connecting those dots just to have a perfect straight line. And then I'll be cutting out the foam board using an X-Acto knife to get the length of my frame. So this will be the backing for my frame. So for those of you who are stuck at home when you're not supposed to go to the store, hopefully somewhere in your stash of craft supplies you can find a foam board, which is what I did. So I always have a few of these at home, so this is when it came in handy, and I'm going to use this for this project instead of having a wood backing like in a regular farmhouse frame. So I'm not asking anyone out there to go and grab a foam board at this time. You can certainly pin this tutorial for a later time, and when it's safer to go and get a foam board, then you can certainly do this project. Once I've done cutting out my frame, I'm going to put marks at every 5 centimeters. So as you can see there, I'm just putting dots all through the length of this frame. So at every 5 centimeters, this will allow me to give that faux shiplap look to my frame. So once I've done marking all the dots and the places for my at my 5 centimeter mark, I'm just gonna join them with my ruler, as you can see right here. So you want to do that throughout the board so that you get all of your shiplap look. You want to make sure to be patient at this step, because the straighter the line, the more neat and more professional this frame would look like. So you want to take your time and just connect the dots and make sure you get leveled and straight lines. Once you have all your lines done, I'm going to use some of these planter sticks that I got from the dollar store. These are made with like a fine wood, so I'm going to use these for my project. But if you don't have them at your local dollar store, you can also get the painter sticks that you can find at any hardware stores. So these ones I got in a pack from the dollar store or the Dollarama, and I didn't even use the full pack for this project, so it was very inexpensive as a project for me. So what you want to do is to place the top and bottom pieces so that you have the space that you need for the centerpiece, and just using a pen you want to mark where you want to cut it, and then you want to cut just using regular scissors. If you use any harder form of board, then you might need to use a saw. So these are the cut pieces. I can leave in the description box the measurements of my pieces. It would be different if you take a different kind. Here I'm gonna stain the wood pieces using kitchen sponge, and my stain that I always use is Minwax in the color dark walnut. As I mentioned in any of my DIY videos, I always use a leftover can. This can I had for years and it still works perfectly, and this is the small container, so it goes a long way. You just want to take your time and just stain all of the sides. You don't need to do the bottom just because it will be hot glued to the frame directly. So just stain all of the wood pieces and let them dry. As I mentioned before, I'm going to leave the measurement of these pieces in the description box below, but keep in mind if you take a different size of foam board, then these measurements won't necessarily match yours, so just keep that in mind. But I'm going to give you my measurement just as a reference. So just keep staining and then you can let them dry once you're done staining. Now it comes to the fun part where you get to build your frame. So once your pieces are dried, you want to use some hot glue and just place the pieces that you've previously cut and just hot glue it to your frame. If you guys are new to my channel and it's the first time you're here, then welcome to the DIY Resident. This channel is focused on inspiring everyone to do simple craft, to find inexpensive way to decorate your house. So if that's something that you're interested, you found the right place. Please hit the subscribe button to join the DIY family, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I post a new video. So back to this frame, you just want to take your time and hot glue all the pieces, and once you're done hot gluing, you're gonna have a beautiful frame. I also forget to mention that if you can't find these exact sticks and you can't go to the hardware store, you can also use the larger popsicle sticks that you can find at Dollar Tree and just trim away the rounded edge on the top and bottom, and then you can use that for this frame as well. So that's another alternative for you guys. I then used my Silhouette Cameo and I created the words for my sign. Again, there are many ways that you can transfer letters to your foam. You can just wing it and just write it by hand. You can print it using a printer, trace the letters, and then paint your words. But because I have a Silhouette Cameo and I'm still learning how to use it, I try to use it in my projects just so that I can get better at using it. As we know, practice makes perfect, so I want to get the chance to use it whenever I can. As you can see here, all of my sentence did not fit in one paper, so I'm just doing it in sections, and that's what I'm gonna do for this frame. Initially I wanted to phrase it and the words "and so together they," but I didn't calculate the size of my wording properly and it didn't fit the top line of my frame. So for that reason I took the word "so" out of this out of my design, and that's why my saying was just a little shorter. So again, I do these DIYs for you guys and I film it at the same time, so you get to see the mistakes that I make so that you don't repeat those as well. So they always say measure twice and cut once. I should have done that for this project, but it worked out really well at the end. So my project, this is what I'm going to do for my project. But if you have a different saying and it's longer, just make sure you get the right measurement before you print from your machine, just because these vinyl papers tend to be quite expensive, so you don't want to be tossing away. So again, just measure twice and just cut once. Here I have this video on fast forward, just because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me just stick the words, but in real life I took my time. It was a very slow process, again just because I'm new at this game of the silhouette cameo, but I'm sure some expert can do it as fast as this, but again I wanted to fast forward this step just so that you're not bored watching me stick the letters on. Once you're done sticking the letters, you're done with the project, and you can use command strips just to hang this frame on your wall, just because it's very light weighted. And this is how it turned out at the end. I hope you liked it.